Michelle, and today I have some pretty amazing people with me. I can't wait for you to meet them all. Anyways, if you're wondering who Michelle Moras is, please look me up on social media or on my website. You can find me with my name. It's MiChelleMras.com. That's Michelle, MrAs.com. Anyways, today I have, wow, these are future movers and shakers of the world. And I want you to remember who they are. And when their book is really out there, find their book, because it chronicles the journey that they are experiencing as we speak. We are meeting, well, they call themselves the ESO, but they are the Entrepreneurship Development Cell students from the University College of Technology in Osmania, India. Is that correct?
Osmania University, yes.
Osmania University. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to have you. Well, I have to give a little background because I met Shervan Tedla when I did my TEDx speech in 2015. And ever since I met him, I have been introduced to a different world. So students on my line right now, and those of you listening, just because you're a student is not because it's the only thing you're learning. Even when you're an adult, you're still learning and getting mentors in your life. And for those of you who are listening or watching right now, Shervan is one of my mentors. He helped guide me into a whole new dimension of my life. So I'm quite excited to have him explain, what is this? Why did you bring up this whole E-cell concept? And granted, it is a beautiful concept, but explain, what is it and what prompted you to do so?
Thank you, Michelle, for the kind words. You know, one of the things I have seen is we have growing number of, we have an immigration issue. And one of the reasons the immigration issue is happening is because the host countries are not able to handle the, not able to create jobs. So I said to myself, why can't I create jobs in India? So that way, the students in India, the young people, the young men and women there, don't have to think that they have to come to US or other countries to have a better life. And having left India 30 years ago, I feel a certain remorse in some ways. Because when you're born in a certain country, that becomes your country. That becomes your place. The other day, I was talking to my son, Sai, and I asked him, would you come to India with me? He said, why would I come to India, Daddy? This is my country. This is where I belong. I have no idea why you decided to come. And that was a wonderful statement. But at the same time, it just showed that when you're born in a particular country and you're raised in that country, you sort of feel that that is where you belong. So I wanted these students to know that they can create opportunities in India, but they can at the same time travel around the world if they choose to.
They can choose. And what's even, one of the things I read in the book, it's a quote, I guess, from you, but I'm going to paraphrase. But an entrepreneur needs to be confident, have clarity, patience, long-term goals, the ability to withstand competition and make ideas into reality.
Yes.
And I thought that was a beautiful statement, because when I visited India with the Women's Economic Forum, right, I was thinking the same thing. Everyone I've met from India have been so brilliant and so far thought, you know, they think amazing thoughts, but then they leave their country. And I thought, why? Exactly. India is a beautiful place. If you could just bring what your knowledge that you're taking in and bring it back home, everyone would come to India.
Exactly. Exactly.
I didn't want to leave.
Exactly. It is the story we tell. You know, because we have been slaves for a long time. We have been taken over by the Muslim rulers, then by the British for 500 to 600 years. the Indian spirit has been lost. So now, in the last 50 years, people started regaining their individuality. So India is regaining its individuality, and these students who you are meeting are the new generation of India. And I am absolutely excited about these, kids, because I think they are going to help India to move to the next level. And so with that, I think you should start talking with these amazing students.
Exactly. So we're going to mute you then, Sharon. And what we want to talk about with the students, I'm going to say not students or kids, I'm going to say future leaders, because that's what you are. And the E-Cell, what Shervan had created, is he brought in different leaders of different aspects of the world and asked them to come and be mentors to this group of E-Cell students, future leaders. And what that is the E-Cell is an environment where students can feel comfortable to express their true selves. I mean, all of us, anyone who's ever been a teenager, right? We're used to our parents telling what we do and what our culture tells us what to do, and we get shoved into a box, even though that's not a box we want to be in. And what the E-Cell did is it allowed the students to explore different aspects of who they can be, what they can accomplish, without an adult telling them, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And for those of you who are out there listening, you probably want to raise your hand doing, yes, I'm tired of adults telling me what to do, because that's not me. And I'm excited to speak to each of you, all of you future leaders here. And I don't say future because you really are leaders already. The things you've accomplished already make you leaders in your fields and beyond. Now, I don't know who's the team lead right now? Is it Vinay? Unmute yourself. Team lead, where are you?
I'm Surya, ma'am.
Ah, hello. Surya, you are the team lead.
No, ma'am. It is Vinay.
Vinay is. Where's Vinay?
Hello, ma'am. I'm Vinay.
There you are. Okay, Vinay, I need to ask a question of you. In the E-Cell, there are many teams. How many teams are there? He's frozen. Somebody speaking. How many teams are there?
Ma'am, I would like to answer that question, ma'am.
Oh,
so
please.
In the E-Cell, there are various clubs, such as the art club, which is for students who are interested in doing art, be it painting, and there is a dance club, there is a singing club, there is a authors club, which was specially created when we were writing this book down. So there is also a club called Chai with Successful People. So what the club does is it organizes meetings with successful people. And there is also the internship club, which I am a part of. So the purpose of the club is to provide internships to the students, especially the first and second year students.
Wow.
And there is also a book club. And generally when the students are extremely bored with the subject books, the engineering books, and they like to read some other things, such as a good autobiography or a novel or something which is related to entrepreneurship, then the book club helps them with providing those kind of books.
I understand that one. I'm an engineer too, not a mechanical engineer or or civil engineer. You're all engineers, aren't you? Yes?
Yes.
I was an industrial engineer. And I did the same thing. I when I wrote my book, they said, "Why? What book are you going to write?" And I said, "Not a technical book. No technical. I want to have a fun book." I don't think I've read another technical book in the past 10 years of my life. But the technical books give you such a strong foundation of everything else you do in the world. And, you know, when you go to school and everyone says, "Oh, you're never going to use that again," engineering, you actually do use it in everyday life. And so don't let anyone ever convince you of otherwise, because math is the world, engineering is the world, and you see it everywhere. Now,
Absolutely.
Surya, you want to come to the US for a PhD? Are you the one?
Yes, I do.
You are? Okay, so you're the one who's creating the simulation for manufacturing plants. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes.
So is this something that you came up while you were in the E-cell, or is this something that you were already doing in the beginning?
No, ma'am. I got to know about the simulation software through the eCell. So through the eCell, we meet many of our alumni. So one of our alumni was working in a company. He was working on this simulation software.
Oh, okay.
So sir encouraged us to take this up because simulation is going to be the future.
Did you hear that, people? Simulation is the future. It's already here. We're trying to catch up with it. Wow, well, thank you so much, Surya, for answering my question. And I don't know if Vinay, his mic is working anymore. I think he's still blocked. He's moving now, at least. Well, how about Vinay? I wanted to talk to him because he's writing a book, right? Is Vinay writing a
Hello,
book?
ma'am. I think I'm audible now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about your book, Voices.
Sorry, ma'am. That was it. Yes, ma'am. I'm very excited to be part of Voices of Alumni book, which Seven Sir has told recently. Me and Tejashree from second year are working on that. As part of ESL, we were talking with many of the alumni who are really experienced and who had struggled a lot in their life and achieved great things. So, as part talking to them, we
We lost you again.
one day.
But your signal is very,
Hello?
very weak. I'm sorry, we lost him again. Sorry, are you the spokesperson?
Yes, ma'am. I can be the spokesperson.
Well, and I know we have Sindhusha and Sindhu also. They're in the same room together. Vinay, I'm sorry, your internet is not strong enough. We can barely understand your recording. But Sindhusha and Sindhu, they're in the room together. And if you can mute yourself, there you are. Okay, who is Sindhusha?
Myself.
Okay, you're on there. Okay, now your goal is to be a civils officer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And did you both do it together? You started the girl empowerment, the She to Shine?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What is
I'm
that
part of. It's a club we have started. It is the club we started through ESL, just to empower girls, to help them in all the ways, to bring their talents out and provide them courage. We want to support the girls, especially girls, with the help of boys.
Awesome. Now, do you have, was it Sravidya Nagarashu? Have you met her?
Sorry, ma'am.
Sravidya.
Sorry?
Sarvidya Nagaraju. Sarvan, have they met Sarvidya?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
they
We
have.
met her. Yes, we met her.
Okay, because she came to America and did a TEDx about women empowerment.
Yes,
Right.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
We are planning to have her to our club.
awesome. Now, what's the name of the club? Is it Sahas? What's the name?
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. SAHAS.
Sahas. Yes, She to Shine. Well, congratulations. I'm excited about that because even in America, the women population in engineering especially is very low. And I know and that's why I was trying to talk to Vinay, because the book he was talking about, was it Vinay? One of you, about the women outnumbered the men in engineering, and that's very rare. And so I was excited to hear about Sahas because that's why I joined the Women's Economic Forum in New Delhi. And now it's a worldwide event because the women need to be able to stand up for who we truly are, the power that we have, the Shakti, right? And I'm excited for the future. I'm glad that you're in this and that you've got Sybil's officer on your goal list. And that's big, huge. Congratulations. Keep the good work, right?
Thank you.
And then Sindhu,
Thank you. Yes,
you
ma'am.
created the mascot for ESA.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you also, like Surya, want to come to America for your PhD in engineering.
Yes, ma'am.
So you created the doodle.
Yeah.
And what is with the doodle? Because, was it the artistic representation of everything you're doing and for the future?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Actually, we made that doodle to give to Shravan sir, but we don't know how to represent entire ESL in one picture. So why can't we go through an art called doodle to represent everything? We have everything what we'll do in ESL, like cultural, sports, support system, goals, targets, and everything we have. So we think that a doodle is the best form where we can represent our entire ESL effectively.
Good job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And when you come to America, both of you coming to America for a PhD, make sure when you see Sarvan, sir, you see me too. We're in the same town. Now, I'm excited for all of you because there's so much going on in your worlds. And who have I not? Nikhil. I have not spoken to Nikhil. Okay.
Yes.
Hello. You created the Learner's Loop.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind Learner's Loop?
So actually, the learner's loop is to create an environment in itself where students learn together and they learn together and get knowledge from each other. And so in this way, what they get is they individually develop the speaking skills now, and it improves one to improve their level of understanding by making others understand. And it's like gathering the like-minded people and build the team skill in individuals.
That's right up that's my passion, right? Teaching people how to speak, communicate, and how to listen, because the number one part of speaking is listening. And I wish I was closer because I would be in that group a lot. Now, for those of you who are listening out in social media world and all, please understand that when this learner's loop that Nikhil is talking about, we can all do this. When I talk about when you don't know something, surround yourself with people who know more than you so that you can learn from each other. This is really what the learner's loop is about, is to pass information back and forth to each other so that we can all grow and be stronger together. Nikhil has company in his room. So I'm going to go back to Servan real quick. Servan.
Yes, Michelle.
Now, I just wanted to, inside of the book, how will it be available?
We are, you could send me an email and I will send it to everyone, and you have a copy of it.
I already have, no, I meant for everyone else listening.
Yeah, we are basically, we are sending it just by email or WhatsApp. We are making it available for free to everyone, because the goal is here to let students tell their story.
So it'll be like a PDF download.
It is a PDF file, and we wanted the students to, because the whole thing is, you have to be able to tell your story. That's what life is all about.
Life is a story. I mean, you know that. I already have 2 books.
Exactly. If you are not able to tell your story, then you can't experience this world. So what we want the students, so we are sharing this book to everyone, so that we want students, we want people to know that, how to, maybe that will give them some pointers on how to share their story with the world. Because we all have some uniqueness, we all have some talents. We need to share it with the world. And I think sometimes we hold it in ourselves for whatever reasons.
Yes. I actually, my next book is called Into the Light, Step Into the Light. And it's about, me and the people I've met in my life who refuse to step into their greatness because they're afraid, or because they were told not to, or because this is your place, you shouldn't go here. And so it's a book about walking people through their own past hurts that stop them from going forward to the future. And what was I going to ask you about? Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you all have a Facebook page for ESL?
Sindhusha, do you want to answer that question?
Hello. Yes, ma'am. It's we have an Instagram page.
Oh, good. You have an Instagram page. Is there a way for you to put the book, the PDF version of the book on Instagram? Or is it only?
No, ma'am, it's not available on the Instagram page.
Okay. I was just wondering if there was a way for people to go to your Instagram and then get the book from you.
Do you think you can put the book on Instagram, Sindhusha?
Or the link?
Yes, sir. We can make it available.
The link of the book in Instagram.
Okay. So, Michelle, we will make it available on Instagram. So, do you know, Sindhusha, how to access our Instagram page?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can provide the link of the book in the Instagram page, sir.
What's the name of your Instagram page?
What is the name?
ECELL _OUCT.
Okay. So it's ECELL, ECELL _OUCT is the Instagram page.
Yes.
OUCT or OUCD?
T as in tango.
OUCT.
Yeah.
Okay, because what will happen is when I advertise this radio show or this on the video, I'll make sure I put that on Instagram so people can find it. My reach on this radio show is really big. And I want to make sure that when people hear about your book, they don't write Servan for a book. I want it to be where he doesn't have to keep answering emails. So if it's somewhere digital, then they can get to it. So I'll put the ECELL _OUCT so that they can download it from there. And that way, no one gets inundated by lots of people requesting this story, this book of stories from each of you. And I only have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you?
Right.
And there's many more of you, right? And through the years, will you be adding to the book, right? Because you're going to have more people joining and then more stories to share. So the better it is to have it digital in a location. So as it grows and more people add their stories to it, oh, it's so exciting. It's like a giant diary of events as you grew as ISA. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Michelle. We have, the ESL room is, the physical room.
Yes.
What the students did is they created a group called Creative Minds Group. And they spent over combined 1,000 hours trying to figure out how they would like to decorate that room.
Yes.
Because one of the things which we have which happens in India is, public spaces are not clean.
Accessible. Yeah.
Yeah, public not clean. So what we said is public spaces, especially this ESL public space, should be a 10-star quality, not a 2-star quality, not a 5-star quality, but a 10-star quality. So everything in that room should have a emotion behind it, should have a thought behind it. So the students spent, closer to 1,000 combined hours trying to figure out what it is. And then they did an amazing job. They have named each wall. One of the walls is called gratitude wall. And one of the walls is called a scribbling wall, where they have all kinds of, they want to put a big whiteboard there so that they can, teach each other. They can scribble their thoughts on. And so they have they have named each wall and they have designed each one. So that is a book which is going to come out very soon. And also that whole design is going to be implemented in the next few months in the college. So that is another book that is coming out in the next month or two. And then we have 2 books coming out, which is the Voices of the Alumni.
Yes.
So what is happening is we have 50 years of, this is a 50-year-old college. And there are many alumni who have achieved in a very big way. Have you heard of I2 Technologies?
Actually, yes.
I2 Technologies was started by someone called Sanjeev Sidhu, and he's the alumni of my college, and he's about 7 or 8 years older than me. So what we have realized is all these people are there, but we have never captured their wisdom.
Yes, their knowledge.
Their knowledge. So these books which we are starting are to, Voices of the Alumni, is to capture these people's knowledge. So we have one of the book is Voices of the Alumni Entrepreneurship Edition. So we are going to reach out to entrepreneurs.
And then Vinay is doing the women's edition.
Yes,
Vinay is doing the women's edition. Go ahead, Vinay.
So
His audio is really
to speak a little bit about
Vinay,
hello?
Your audio is not good, Vinay. So,
Can you speak on him?
yeah, I will have to speak on his behalf. So the entrepreneur, women's edition book, which we started, what happened is right now, last year, we had 60% of girls, 60% of the first year batch were girls, which is incredible. Like, think about it, that 60, out of 60% of the girls wanted to be engineers, which is like, here in US, by the age of 10 or something, the girls are losing interest in thinking about being engineers. Whereas
anything technical, actually.
Anything technical, yes. And for some reason, which I still have not figured out, is in India, girls are very interested in being technical. So, but if you go back to the 70s, 1970s and 1980s, there were about 95% boys and 5% girls. So we wanted to go and interview these 5% girls.
Yes.
Find out how did they manage to do it. Because of them, Sindhu and Sindhu Shah are now here.
Mm-hmm.
Because they blazed a path for these new students. So we are going to go and interview them and find out How did their family support them? How did they handle having 90% of people who are boys around them?
I can tell you that answer.
Tell me. Tell me, please.
I went to the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. There were 2 engineer females in the class of 2000. And
Wow.
the professors would only choose the women to answer every question. So the hardest question, we knew we were the 2 that were going to be called to the front board and answer it. And if we did anything wrong, the whole class would just attack us for being stupid. And I remember thinking, if we made a mistake after class when we're not in front of the professor, we were the 2 that the boys came and had said, help us, we don't know how to answer it. So being one of the pioneers of women in engineering was very difficult because it always felt like the world was against you. And then not only being a woman in engineering, all the different groups were all boys. Well, it wasn't proper for a single girl to go into a meeting with all of these boys. So we never got to be part of any of the clubs, any of the groups. So anytime they did anything together, we were never part of it. We never were part of the learning groups, the study groups, any of that. And so the 2 of us became very close friends because the 2 of us were always together. And if we ever would tutor any of the boys, we had to stay together. So yes, it was very difficult. I cannot wait for that book. That's why I wanted to speak to Vinay, because I'm part of that world where everyone said, why are you going engineering? You're going to be a wife and a mother.
Right.
Why would you waste so much time in engineering and then you won't be able to have a family? I remember those questions. So yes, I'm right with you, ladies. I'm right with you. But I wanted to go back to something I read in the book. It said ideas versus thought. And I wanted to let the audience have that in their head. Idea versus thought. What is the difference? And in the book, in the ESL book, you say, an idea is a mental construct, right? It's just there in the ether of the cosmos. It's just but a thought is more. It's a mental process of making something happen. And that's what the ESL is all about. And I'm so excited because each one of you in this ESL group have all accomplished something major in your young lives. And including the room that's also mentioned in the book. Is it true you built everything in the book? You created everything in the room. They did not purchase anything, they are building it.
So what we are, the design is all done by the students.
Yes.
So the second we are doing is, they are also called the contractors. And they called all of them. In India, because, the tools are not easily available. Here, we can just go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get any number of tools. In India, it's not so. Getting tools is very hard. So that is one of the big areas I see things are going to happen in India is the tools are going to be, the tools market is going to be really huge in India. And so right now, the contractors are going to do the work. But the students actually call the contractors.
Yeah.
They got all the quotes. They did all the design, which almost never happens with students. Students are never allowed to do these kind of thinking, do these kind of things in the colleges. So let me, I think Sindhusha, do you want to do you see any of the other students doing these kind of activities in their colleges? Your friends?
No, sir. No, sir. It is only happening in our college, that too with us. It is never seen with anyone else.
So that is the thing, Michelle. What is happening is we are trying to, I'm taking the knowledge from US. I have been here for 30 years now, and I've seen the the beautiful part of US, how US is able to accomplish, many things in this world. And I'm saying, why don't we take these ideas and
Recreate.
India?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing, is like now saying to the college students, you can do it too.
Well, I saw in the book, it was a bookshelf they made out of cardboard. Okay.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
For those of you who don't know, I'm from the Philippines, so we're very crafty also. And we build things out of nothing. And so when I saw the bookshelf, I was like, oh, I love that. Because as a kid, we would take cardboard and we'd build things, and we would take scraps of wood and we'd break it and we'd put it together, and we would create our own little world of what we wanted when we grew up. Now, you're right. In America, you just go down the street, everything's there. But in our countries, our home countries, it just didn't exist. So, and that's why I like having you on this radio program, on this show that we'll put all over social media, because people don't realize how different our worlds are, especially in America. America thinks that everyone else is like Americans, and we aren't. And we don't have the conveniences. So in America, when people say, oh, I've got to get in my car and drive 5 minutes down the road to get whatever, I'm like, do you realize what you just said? You know how many other people in the world can't say that? So this is also an e-cell. My radio program is an e-cell, because I want people to realize that everyone is not the same, and we all think differently, and we all have different solutions. So just because we're America, and America always has the big ideas, no, that is not true. We have the ideas because all the other people from all the other countries keep coming here and giving us their ideas. We are a melting pot of ideas from every other country. That's why we're powerful. So if all these ideas would just conglomerate together in each of their own countries, they too would be other Americas, because India is brilliant as a whole. And I remember driving around in India, all your billboards were about mindset and believing in yourself and seeing the future. You don't see that in America. There's a difference, there's a shift. You're in that shift, and the ESOL students, the future leaders of India, they are that mindset shift. And I teach a lot about mindset. It's all in your head. What you can and cannot do is all in your head. If you say I can't, then you won't. If you say I can, then you will. And I know there's a quote in here from the book. If you think you can do it, right? But if you take it as a challenge, you will most definitely do it. And that is the key to all success. You get yourself through, because I can tell you, even when it gets hard, when you don't want to do it anymore, that's when you should keep going, because that's when you're about to succeed. So never give up. Always do your dream. Always push. And I'm so excited that you got this ESOL together, Sarvan, that you did this, and that you saw a vision for the future of India, and that maybe everyone, you can create your own world and improve it. Bring the tools to India, so that the next level of students in your world don't have to do what you're doing. You've already created it. They can just enhance it. I'm so excited. And I'm excited that the PDF version of the book will be available on your Instagram account, which is ECEL_OUCT.
Yes. Yes.
Yay. Now, what else? What would you like to talk about? We probably have about another 15 minutes, and I don't want to miss something. What do you want to talk about in this group? Because we're going to have the second group tomorrow. So I'll record you in a row, and then I'll put your show out together. Is there anything you want to talk about? Anybody want to raise their hand and say something? Except Vinay, because we can't hear you. So sorry. It's driving me crazy. I really wanted to talk to you.
We will put Vinay tomorrow.
Put him in someone else's room. Good.
Yeah, he will be. So do you think we can put the eCell doodle also on the Instagram page tomorrow? So that way, because you have you looked at the the doodle which Sindhu?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it is on page 72.
Okay, let me see. Oh, no wonder I'm only on page 40. It's on 72.
Yeah.
But has to.
So.
Oh. Yeah, that would cover it all.
Exactly.
Because you are doing a little bit of everything, and that's what I love about the eCell, is it's expanding your mind. And what people don't realize, and so that will be on Instagram. I'm also going to use that on the image when promoting this show, so that everyone can see it. Because when people go to school, when students go to school, or when parents send their students to school, they think you're going in for this and only this, or you're going into this and only this. Remember, I am an engineering student. Okay, I went through 4.5 years of engineering. Then my 5th year, I went into marketing. And then the next year I went into economics. And then, I changed my degrees multiple times. And my master's degree is in quality systems management. So now I do evaluations of everything. And now the reason this doodle is so important is every career you're in, you need all the other skills.
Exactly.
That's why in the world of engineering, I stood out like a sore thumb, because like Nikhil, doing the speaking and communication, a lot of engineers don't know how to speak. That is what will set you apart from all other engineers, all technical fields, because old school was, you stay technical, you don't need to talk, you just look at the numbers, make it right. That's not how the world works anymore. You need to be able to communicate. You need to be able to think in the artistic world. You need to be able to write down your thoughts. And that's not what old school thought.
Right.
This is the new world, and that's why I'm so excited about eCell, and that you are all learning from each other, because you need to broaden all of your horizons. Focus on one, but remember to circle yourself around all these other skills, soft skills that you will need in order to achieve that next goal.
So exactly what you said, Michelle. eCell is beyond a physical construct.
Yes.
So what, the Industrial Revolution was all about a physical construct. But once we started coming into the software revolution and the next revolution, which is going to be the deep learning, robotics, artificial intelligence revolution, it is all going to be an emotional construct. It is all about emotions now. Mm-hmm. So it is important that we understand that how we handle emotions, how we use emotions to uplift our society, uplift our families, uplift our colleagues. And so eCell is that place where that doodle, which you look at it, it is one of the, as soon as I saw it, I almost cried. I could not believe how well Sindhu and Sindhusha documented all the emotions, all the things that you need to learn are all there in one single picture. And that has become our, mascot, you can say, that has become our mantra, you can say, that has become everything. So we have this big picture hanging in that room.
Oh, good.
Where everyone comes and we show that to them, saying, this is what eCell is. Because it's hard to express what eCell is, and that's where art comes into picture. Art can take a thought and put it, on paper. Sometimes you cannot express a thought in words.
Exactly.
Art can do that.
Well, and that's why it's important to be able to express what eCell is in multiple platforms, because some people learn visually, right? They need to see that picture. Then there's the auditory, which is why we wanted you on this show. You need to be able to speak about what you do and what you're growing for the future, okay? And then, of course, then you have the ones who need to read it. So there was that auditory, visual, and kinetic. Some people need to experience it. And this is also the experience of having them come into your e-cell groups, depending wherever they want to start, and grow. I'm excited. What was I going to think of? Ideas, making ideas into reality. The idea is a mental construct. Thoughts are mental processes. If you can do it, then do it. If you challenge yourself, you'll definitely do it. What else? For those of you who are just coming in and you're wondering who I'm talking to, I am talking to the future leaders, is what I'm going to say, of the Entrepreneurship Development Cell, or E-Cell, from the University College of Technology in Osmania University out in India. And they are the future leaders of India. They've created a book where each of them have put down their thoughts and their story of how they've been part of E-Cell and how it's changed their lives. And they've put in the book the different projects they've started, the ideas they've created, and so many of them have put these into action. And they've got other books on the line and that they're about to come out. And I wanted you to meet them because they are doing what we should all be doing. All of us should be an E-Cell because the world works on entrepreneurship. This is not the old school, those of you who think old school, where you work in a factory for years and years and years, and at the end, someone gives you money to live on for the rest of your life and you can retire. It doesn't happen anymore. Entrepreneurship is the future. And having emotional intelligence is also the future, because we are no longer just talking to people from our own bubble in our world. We are talking across nations and generations, and we need to be able to do that with ease.
Exactly, exactly. You know, one of the other things maybe Nikhil can explain is the logo which he created.
Oh yes, please, Nikhil. Learner's loop, Nikhil.
Yes.
So the logo, you can just check it out in the book, ma'am. It's page number 79. So in the book, in page number 70, we have logo, and you can check it out.
7D. Oh, it's the watermark on the pages of the book.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. So you can see here.
I can see it, but the people on the radio can't see it. So what I'm going to say is, for those of you who are on the radio wondering what we're looking at, if you go to my social media page or wherever you found this link, I have their logo in the image promoting this. So it has wings. There's a giant C and there's wings, and it says OUCT on the top. And now, Nikhil, if you can explain it.
Yes, ma'am. So we have defined our E-Cell in the form of, we depicted our idea in the form of logo. So you can see here we say that Center for All Logical Literates. It means it's a center or a platform where all logical literates be together and learn together. And the logo, in the logo also we just use that for all symbol which we use in the mathematics. There you can see that, and there exists a center for all logical literates. So in the logo also, the wings which you see represents the freedom for the student
So
to become. Yeah. So it's the freedom for the students from being normal to become the best of them.
That's really cool. Okay, I'll put that on the image because I'm looking at how you described it and then looking at the image. That's beautiful. Good job.
They actually created a competition.
Oh.
Yeah, Because see, anyone can come up with the image, but the image has to be accepted by the college, by the students. So the competition was created, and then through the competition they got all the ideas, and then they created, so it evolved into this image. So there was a lot of discussion, there was a lot of thought and discussion between different people to finally come up with this. Because the whole thing is, if there is no discussion between people, then it's not truly a teamwork. So everything is, we encourage a lot of discussion between students. So that way it becomes truly their idea, not one person's idea, but it becomes a team idea. It becomes their idea.
I have thought of something. Let's see if the camera will get it. So
Yes.
that is it.
Yes.
And I'll try the doodle, but that's not going to work so well because, oh, wait.
Yeah, it did work.
It did work?
Yes. Yes.
For those of you who are watching, then you at least saw it.
Yes.
That's very cool. So was with the competition, was it just your idea came together, or did you take pieces of all the top and then put them together?
Yes, ma'am. We just sorted out all of them, and top three, we just took the top three, and from each image we just made this, like the wings from one of the logo, and the way we wrote the cell in the form of, in the center you can see that cell number. So all words are just made like that. So three from the top three logos, we just discussed about it, and after that we came with this.
Yes.
You merged them.
Yeah, exactly. They took the top three winners of the competition and merged them into this.
I love it.
Again, all these things, I'm really excited that they are coming up with it.
Yeah.
They are talking, they are coming up with ideas, they are implementing everything. And another thing which, Sindhu or Sindhusha should talk about is one of the awards that they are trying to, set up for the Sahas group is they have an award called Anmol. So I think they should talk about it. It is a really amazing idea. So I'm hoping one of them would be interested in talking about it.
And we only have 2 minutes.
Okay.
As you know, ma'am, Sahas mainly for girls in OUCT to empower. Is it audible, ma'am?
I think you're breaking.
About to say, or don't talk so close to the microphone. Keep it farther. There you go. Talk right there. Oops.
Okay. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yeah.
You know that Sahas is mainly created for empowering girls in OUCT. We created that on Women's Day of 2000. Actually, what we want to do is have many opportunities in our college in categories like sports and core subjects, but we are unable to make use of them. So we want to bring out the innate courage of girls to make use of each and every opportunity they have. So there are only few girls like that who can make their dreams come true. So we want to give some awards like Anmol Award. Anmol means its meaning is unique. So we want to award a girl who is unique, and but we were in dilemma. Like every girl is unique in their own way.
Yes.
So how can we give such an award? So what we want to do is, even though every girl is unique, but everyone is not able to manifest their uniqueness to everyone. So we are figuring about that, who can manifest their uniqueness, and we are working on that.
So they are basically giving the award to the girl who is who is manifesting or who is displaying her uniqueness to the world.
Yes.
Every girl is unique, but this girl has, willing to display her uniqueness to the world, and that's why she's getting the award. So they are not putting the other girls down. They are just saying, hey, this girl is willing to display her uniqueness. It's an amazing way to write about an award,
No, it's wonderful, because a lot of people don't realize it's someone you've got to choose. Somewhere down the line, you have to choose. And being unique as a girl, yes, we're all unique, but to be unique and stand in that power is something even adult women are still fighting with.
Exactly.
So it's just a cultural thing across the world for all women.
Right.
And that's why the Women's Economic Forum is such a big deal, because it's helping women grow. So we need to connect you with all of that too, because that's the next level of that award. Maybe the winner of that can go to the Women's Economic Forum in New Delhi on a scholarship or something, to be surrounded by the women who are movers and shakers in the world.
Absolutely. Great idea. Great idea.
So let me see. Let me see what I'm doing. I want to thank you all for being on the show. And I wanted to thank Shravan Tedla here in Colorado Springs, reaching back to his home and his college to help the students there to find their uniqueness and to find their entrepreneurial spirit and thrive in it. Because we all know the world it's the world of entrepreneurs, and that it's time for us to stand up in who we are, our power, and what we can bring to the world. My personal belief is that the reason the world is in chaos is because so many of us are not standing in what we're supposed to be doing. We're not doing what we're supposed to be doing because we're too busy hiding. It's time to get out of the dark. It's time to step into our light and be who you're supposed to be, right?
Yes.
Don't let me get started, I'll start preaching. But I really appreciate each of you taking the time to be with me. And I look forward to talking to Vinay tomorrow, and so we can hear him and he can talk to us about the Voices of the Alumni Women's Edition. And with the voice that we can actually hear. And remember, everyone who's out there listening, if you can think, you can do it. But if you can take it as a challenge, you will definitely do it. That is the driving force of the future leaders in the ESL. Right?
Yes.
So
Okay.
this quote is going to be in our ESL tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, now we can hear him. Is there any closing thought? We have 3 minutes left. Anything else you want to say, Shravan, to close it out before we'll tie it?
I want to say one thing is, I feel because we have a huge immigration problem on our borders. And one of the things is, like, we have people, say, from a small country like El Salvador that are coming to our border. Solving an immigration problem is not that difficult. It just has to be a 50-year idea, 50-year plan. So if the people from here, from the immigrants, can say, why can't we take care of our host country? And they start working with their host country and do small things that can take care of these things, because each country has its own unique culture. And the more we start appreciating that culture and saying, hey, let me go back, let me go to El Salvador. I am from El Salvador. Let me go there and take care of few things. A 50-year plan can take care of a small country like that very easily. So sometimes we make problems much bigger than they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping this ESL concept will help. This is one of the small ideas. There are many ideas which we can take from our adopted countries, like this is my adopted country, US, to my host country where I came from, and implement those ideas.
Yes.
And if everyone can do that, I think, we'll make this world a better place.
Hear, hear. I believe in that.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you to all the future leaders that I talked to today. And let me see, Vinay, even though I could not speak to him, Nikhil, Surya, Sindhusha, and Sindhu, and Shravan. Thank you so much for joining me today. And we'll talk to the rest of your, at least 5 more of you tomorrow. Well, 6, because we're going to put Vinay in there. And
Yes.
we will have this, we'll put out the shows one by one. But thank you so much for sharing your vision and sharing what your experience is. And I look forward to people going to the Instagram account for the ecell_OUCT and downloading your book so they can all hear your different stories. Have a fabulous week, everybody, and I'll talk to you all. Well, Sarvan, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye. I have part 2 of the future leaders of the entrepreneurship development cell, which is E-cell that we have on the image that you'll see. Now, they are from the University College of Technology in Osania University in India. And the man who created this whole E-cell and connected me with all of them and actually connected me with this whole radio program, if you actually remember all that, is Sarvan Hedla. I always destroy his name. But Sarvan, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for having all the students with you today.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
So for those who didn't catch the very first show, explain what was the idea behind the entrepreneurship development cell?
So before we do that, can I tell you a small incident about the TEDx when we selected you?
Oh yes, because you're the reason I made it onto TEDx. Yes, please explain.
So what happened was we heard your presentation, right? The whole team heard your presentation. As soon as we heard your presentation, we knew this woman was something. And we were like, wow, we definitely knew immediately we wanted you on the TEDx speaker. It was 100%. And then after that, we were talking, like, where do we put her? Should we put her in the beginning, middle, end? And we knew because you were such a dynamic speaker, we felt like we have to either choose you in the beginning or in the end. And then we decided to choose in the end because it is a funny topic. It was, really good. And also you sing in that talk. So we thought everyone will leave in an excited mode if we put you at the end. And that's what we did. And it was a huge hit because you really provided the perfect ending. So thank you, Michelle, for being part of our TEDx speaker team at that time.
Thank you so much. It actually has been very life-changing to have that stage in front of me because it gave me the opportunity to realize I could do more than I thought I could. And that is one of your magical gifts because you're very good at finding talent in people and helping them develop it. And that's what is so exciting about the E-cell, because what you did with just me alone in my world, you're doing for all of your students that you know from your college, from where you are the alumni from, and that you left India 30 years ago, came over here to America, set up this whole life, and then decided, I'm going back and I'm going to help uplift all these other people, all these people I don't even know, for a better tomorrow. That's who you are. So much kudos to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And these students are fantastic. They inspire me every day. I get up in the morning, I have a few messages from them, and I'm like, I'm ready for the day. I think all these students are going to contribute in a very big way. I believe that each of them will contribute more than $100 million in their lifetime to their countries. It is because of the potential they have, the work ethic they have, the discipline they have, and the main thing they all have is they care. When you care, things happen. And these students care. They care about their college, they care about their classmates, they care about their families, they care about their country. And it's phenomenal to talk with them on how excited they are about life itself.
The future.
Yes. And yeah, so I feel privileged to be part of, this ESL, or privileged to just, have just talk with them, and hear their dreams and assist them in my own small way.
Everyone needs a small nudge, and you are amazing at nudging. Well, and you said, and we said it in the last show, is there are qualities about an entrepreneur.
Right.
And they all have confidence, clarity.
Clarity, that's the big one.
Yes. Patience, because it takes time.
It does.
Nothing happens overnight. They have long-term goals,
right,
which also has the clarity in it. And then they can withstand competition.
Right. One of the things I try to work with these students is clarity.
Okay.
Because these students already have amazing qualities. They already have work ethic. They have the discipline. So if they have clarity, they know what they are trying to do, what they want, then the work ethic and the discipline will guide them there easily. So that clarity is what, so I tell them all the time, is happiness and wealth are the two things I want them to have. It's just not wealth. If you just have money but no happiness, it's waste.
Yes.
But if you can have both, that would be fantastic. And wealth is the easy part. Happiness is the hard part. And so everything we do in the ESL is about both things, happiness and wealth. And so, so you will see, I hope you will keep in touch with these amazing students, amazing leaders, and you will see how well within the next 10 to 20 years, how well they are going to do.
Add me back to the WhatsApp.
Definitely. Definitely.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, who are they? What's so, and there was so much conversation. And now that I know what the ESL is, now I understand why there were so many big conversations. Oh, I'm doing this project and this is my idea. And then all these ideas were coming out. I'm like, what's happening? I would like not look at WhatsApp for one day. And when I came back, there was 5,000 messages. I knew, whoa, there's no way I can keep up with this. I don't understand. Yeah, that's funny. But that's what's amazing about it. It's you nudge and then an idea pops up and then they take it.
Exactly.
These students, these future leaders, you don't understand how amazing you are. The abilities that you are having right now in college.
Yes.
Second and third year students will quadruple as you become an adult. And you will be able to contribute so much to wealth and happiness of everyone around you. Because positive things could draw to positive. And as you grow and become more confident in what you do, and ESL's doing it for you, especially as you interact with each other so much. Wow, the future is beautiful.
Yes, yes it is. Yes, it is.
Now the driving force of the ESL group is, if you think, you can do it.
Yep.
If you put it as a challenge, you will most definitely do it. Right? So everything's a challenge for all of you, right? You always set new goals and challenge each other. Yeah. Well, wow, I don't know where to start. Yesterday we had so many different discussions. And then today I already see Vinay on here, and I've been teasing him since the last conversation. So we might have to start with Vinay because we couldn't speak with him yesterday at the last interview, and he is writing Voices of Alumni, a book, Voices of Alumni Women's Edition, and he's doing it alongside with Tajashi. Save me with the names. But yes, so you're writing the book together. What are you doing? What is that? What is that book about?
So currently, I am feeling lucky to have a chance to speak with you on the next day too, twice. So yes, me and Tejasri are writing the Voices of Alumni Women's Edition. This is a book completely concentrates on the women alumni from 1990s and way back, who are really successful in their life. In ESL, we try talking with many of the alumni and get to know their experiences. But later on, we thought that it would be good to write down all these experiences into a book and publish it. Then that would be more useful to the students as a guidance. And also, when it comes to women, especially as Indians, we treat women as goddesses, and also we specially treat them. And when it comes to success of a woman, it's way more challenging, and also it needs a lot of effort and a lot of commitment to reach that highest position.
Yes.
So that's what compelled us to write the Women's Edition book. And also Tejasri will add more thoughts on this, ma'am.
Yes, please, Tejasri.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Very happy that I'm speaking with you.
So happy you're here. Writing book, please explain. I mean, because you get to go interview the different women from the alumni, and from when they graduated from the university to now, they changed. Isn't that exciting?
Yes, it's so exciting. When a woman got educated, becoming an entrepreneur, as a sportsman, or as a teacher, as many professions, it's an easy task. It is not an easy task in India. Woman wants to convince her parents and also society. Society plays a major role in women's life, in India mostly. So in spite of all these things, first and foremost thing, she want to maintain power, courage, and disengage with all her problems in the society. And if she, all these, in spite of all these circumstances, when she become a successful person, it is not an easy success. It is a great success. So that's the description of this book. That is the meaning of this book. That's why we are interested. We are doing this, writing this women's edition in a special manner.
That's phenomenal. Because yes, I mean, in India especially, the women, them to rise to the level that they have and then maintain that and still be a woman and keep their femininity. And that's the other thing, trying to be who we are as women and still excel in a world that's dominated by men. We're changing that, right?
And they are inbuilt with time management, ma'am.
Yes, time management.
Yes.
And I said yesterday.
And the interesting thing. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And the interesting thing was when we sat down to write questions, I have written some questions which constantly keeping me confused in my age. But when Tejasri came up with her questions, I really felt, is it really that hard for a woman to succeed? And those questions are really inspiring.
Which is, I'm very glad you have her on in your team, because to interview women, you really need a woman with you. Because there's no way, no matter how wonderful your questions are, a woman will be able to connect stronger with another younger woman, because we want to mentor them through the pain and the struggle we've already gone through. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
We need to connect all of you to the Women's Economic Forum. I'm serious. Sharvan, don't let me forget this, okay?
Okay.
Because that's part of what Women's Economic Forum out of New Delhi is all about, is empowering people and women especially to rise above what society says we are from around the world. We all, it's a problem that's around the world. So your book is very, very important. It is much needed.
Yes.
So do not stop, both of you, okay? Do not stop.
Okay.
Bringing all their efforts into limelight with our little effort.
Yes, because wow, that's an exciting book. Thank you both for telling us what you're doing. And I know there was another question I wanted to ask. Oh, Tejasri. Did I say your name right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I need to ask you another question because I know you did something else in this group. I know you want to one day be a civils officer, but even
Yes.
more important than that right now, what are you doing with the library project? I wrote the note here, I have very cool library project. What is that about?
Yes, ma'am. I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful to Shravan sir. He included me in this project.
Oh.
Yes. A book can change a life. Why can't hundreds of books in a library can change the world? In my view, a book can change different. If a nice book is really inspiring, it changes every person, or a person who are influenced in that, he can do better. So such great books are available in library. So lakhs of books, hundreds of books, people will students who were reading these books will change entire world. So taking this concept as a main thing, we started about thinking cool library. We want to tell every student we have very beautiful, very interesting books in our library. Mostly now the students are interested in browsing the internet, going to different websites, and if something they collect information, they even know that is correct or not. But the books will give the right information. That's what we want to tell about our cool library. We want to tell the meaning of real book. A book give a complete information and the correct information, which was very useful. And so if every student were willing to come to library and use every books, it's really helpful for them. And whoever eagerly wanted to reach their goals, a book is needed and compulsory.
Yes, I'm a big believer in libraries. Yay, good job.
Thank you.
I wrote,
And also, ma'am,
I'm excited about the library because you're right. Many people don't go there anymore. They don't even pick up a solid book. It's all digital. And there's something very magical about a book. So much so, I wrote 2 books. And Sarvan, when you go back to India, I'm sending books home with you, okay? But
thank you, ma'am.
yeah, but no, books are important and people forget that they are. And I'm glad that you're bringing the awareness back of from books, you can reach the world, you can reach other imaginations, and it's just not the news with other people's opinions. There's stories out there, and the world is created by stories. The world is shaped by stories. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I also wanted to add something, ma'am,
Yes.
about actually if many of our students were interested in writing some competitive exams. Okay, some people were interested in writing GRE exams. Some people were interested in writing GATE exams. Some people were interested in civil services. So different people have different mindset. So we want to catch everyone without losing anyone to suffer for any kind of book. So as part of our organizing committee, as part of our Chai with Successful People, we are meeting numerous alumnus. So when they come to us, they were really attracted by us, and they were really loving our works as well. So they themselves offered many books to us, and mm, and now they are telling us to what type of books you needed, we will give you. And that was the great thing I achieved in school library.
That's phenomenal news. That's outstanding. You grew the library by making it a cool library. Good job.
Yes.
Congratulations. I'm sure you'll get more and more books. You're going to have to say, please stop. We don't have room.
Yeah. Ma'am, one thing, we came across with 10 days plan. We kept has a 10 days plan. 10 days plan.
What is that?
10 days.
10 days lab.
Plan.
A 10-day plan?
Yes. To become faster, we want to become the library to cool library. So we want some energy. So we kept 10 days to complete our to boost up our school library project.
You did that in 10 days?
Yes, we have done. We came. I'm going to tell you some of my experiences in these 10 days.
I think I need to have a show just with you in the cool library. I'm serious. Where we only talk about the, I wonder if I should do that, because for you to tell me your experiences, you have a lot of experiences, don't you?
Yeah, I'm the lazy girl which who have no time management. But
you must if you did it in 10 days. You can't say no time management any longer. You've proven that wrong. So erase that from your mind and move, right?
When we started 10 days plan, automatically I have learned time management.
Oh, you have
every day. Yes, every day I used to go library, compulsory read a book, and knowing about library, then I used to return back.
Wow. And you're only, what, 17? You're very young.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, good job. I also haven't heard that you were one of the hesitant joiners of ESL.
Hesitant?
You were you didn't want to join immediately. You didn't jump like everybody else said, oh, I want to be in. You were quiet and didn't want to join, but look at you now. Good job. But see, that's the magic of finding your power, finding what your gift is. And you are growing in your gift. So keep growing in that gift. And perhaps we'll talk more about your library project as it grows bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I want to ask Deepika. Deepika, are you around?
Yes, ma'am.
She is also, there you are. You're in the book club in the Creative Minds Club. And you are writing a book called you're writing a book with Chaitanya? Are you
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya? Are you together? You are. Yeah. Because you're writing a book together on ESL Design. So you're going to add to the cool library, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely, ma'am.
Have you decided on the name of your book yet? Because I'm calling it ESL Design.
Yeah, we have come up with 5 or 6 names. We have to sit on it and pick our name.
Share.
Okay. So regarding the book, so this book is very important to put the thoughts together, because we have put almost 1,000+ hours on working about the room design itself. So our book includes why we are renovating the room. Why can't we just use the room? Because it is, of course, there like 4 walls and a ceiling and a floor. Everything is perfect. Of course, it's not painted and it's not so cool. We have a little bit of dust. So these reasons are heading us to renovate the room, to have a place where students can get ideas and can experience like a workplace where they can have an atmosphere where they can work effectively. And our book includes why we are renovating and what are the special things in our renovation apart from others. So I would like to tell you what is this different thing. Like we have a concept called wow, well thought of waste. So this is all about our college has lots of waste material. So instead of going for putting lots of money in like buying everything, we thought we'll create everything. We'll start creating from the waste material we had, and we have did like we have made our own notice board. We have painted few pots. We have reused the chalkboard, and we are reusing the shelves, the wooden blocks we are using as shelves, and we also um, did a maze with the thing. So, and this is one of the interesting thing, and other is the main motto is that we team of 10 represent all 400 students of our college. So we have to think in all perspective, uh, come up with an idea such that all these 400 students love our idea, the concept and everything.
Congratulations. That's a hard thing to do, 400 people to agree.
Yeah, we would at least compromise 350 of them. We are the most successful, we feel.
That's funny. Well, and then you, Chaitanya, am I okay with your name? Now,
Yes.
you're working on this e-cell design book also, but there's something else you do that I wanted to ask, because you are the rainwater harvesting project. Please explain,
Yes,
what is that?
like India is facing a huge water problems these years.
Mm-hmm.
60% of India use groundwater as a water source. Like whether this groundwater could satisfy our needs in future is a looming question these days.
Yes.
Like it's high time we look for a look for alternative source of water. Like conservation of water um, includes rainwater harvesting. It's a method to conserve water. Like this is collecting rainwater uh, from directly. Like there are few different ways for that. We are studying on that. Our main motto is to apply the rainwater harvesting methods in our college to minimize the water wastage in as many ways as possible. Like we are working on our upcoming task is injection borewell, construction of injection borewell in our college. We are assisted by our alumni which was he was introduced by our Shravan sir with a meeting with organizing committee and all. That's it.
Wow. So when you finish this project, is this something that you could bring to other colleges, other organizations, the rainwater project? It can be duplicated.
Yes, ma'am.
Very
Yes,
nice. Huge, huge accomplishment. Good. No, I won't say good luck because I don't believe in luck. I believe in work, and you're doing the work, and that's what's important. Thank you so much, both ladies. I know I also have in here, I have this big line that says singing and dancing. I have Deepika, Chaitanya, Triveni, and oh no, that's the three of you. But I have dances and sings in my notes. So here's the other thing I want to make sure I say out loud. The secret to success is being a well-rounded individual. Do you understand what I mean by that? It means not just knowing books, but it's about being personable and understanding the arts. And that's what e-cell is about, knowing a little bit of everything and knowing people who can help be part of that with you, right? So that you are also singers and dancers means not only are you engineers, but you are singers and dancers. So there's a balance in your minds that help you grow better, stronger, faster, and actually to handle stressors in life. It makes you become more adaptable as an entrepreneur to handle competition. Because as a singer and dancer, you're constantly working and fixing, right, as you're dancing and singing, and it helps. So for those of you who aren't dancing and singing, you might want to think about it, because it's a really good thing to help with your mind. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. I'm going to move to Triveni. Where's Triveni?
Hello, hello, ma'am.
Hello. Now I have next to you, you are in a lot of clubs, Creative Minds, Singing, Internship, and the Hollers clubs. And wow, you helped staff from the call earlier to help get the summer internships for everybody. You did all the interviewing and all of that. How was that helping getting the internships? Was that fun?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, it's really fun. Fine. Ma'am, sorry, ma'am. You go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just asking what was that experience of getting internships?
Oh, okay.
Well, stop moving, you're making me dizzy.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, internship club was started by a second year student called Surya, ma'am. Yesterday he talked to you.
Yes.
Do you? Yes, ma'am. Internship club was started by Surya, and later I joined him. We together formed a team. So what? Basically, previously, first and second year students are not offered internships. Only third and fourth year students of bachelors are allowed for the internships and are given. They think that first and second year students cannot do internship, but we proved it wrong.
Yes.
Because we have a procedure called internship procedure. Through that, students should engage. Whoever gets internship, like first and second year students, whoever gets internship, they should engage towards the internship daily. They should work for 14 hours a week.
Wow.
On that particular internship, what they are going to do in summer.
Okay. I was like 14 hours a week.
This is how they. This is how they are on par with the third and fourth year students.
Okay.
This way they are on par with the third and fourth year students.
The other thing I want to ask you about is you're writing a book on Voices of Alumni, the Entrepreneurship Edition. Are you working with someone, or are you doing this one alone?
No, ma'am. I'm working with my friend called Shivan.
Okay.
So how shall I tell about it, ma'am?
Yes, please, because I want to know, how are you gathering information for the entrepreneurship book? Are you interviewing business people? How are you doing this?
Yes, ma'am. Firstly, let me tell about what this book is about.
Yes.
Voices of Alumni is a book which is a compilation of questions and their answers given by our alumni on different subjects. Our University College of Technology has got very great alumni, in which there are many entrepreneurs too. They have very great experience in the field of setting up new industries and companies and other businesses too. They are very eager and ready to share their experiences and knowledge with the students like us. So when our mentor Shravan Tedla informed this, my friend Shivani and I both took initiation and informed and assured Shravan sir that we will do this. We will meet our alumni and write their thoughts as a book and publish. So this way, their thoughts and experiences will soon reach to students of College of Technology, and the students will benefit from this.
That's beautiful. That's a great one, because now their experience is timeless. Once you put it in a book, it never goes away.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And now the next person I need to go to before we run out of time is Lidvidya.
Yes, Lidvija.
There you are, right next to her.
Yeah.
You have to go far. I've been told you are the make it happen person. If you need something done, you get it done. And you are the one who did the very first parent meeting for the university over the past 50 years. There hasn't been one ever. The university is only 50 years old. So this is the first ever parent meeting, and you are the one who organized and led it.
Yeah.
How was that? That's exciting to invent something that's never been done before. How was that?
Yeah, well, firstly, I need to really thank Sean sir for that. Thanks for giving such great opportunity and believing me. The very first second when I spoke to him, he gave me that opportunity. I don't know how he realized that I can do it, but he told me that, yes, you are the one, I got the one who can do it. So that was really amazing. Yeah, and at the very first moment when I heard about organizing committee, I came to know that it's something about organizing something. While doing things, I realized that organizing is not an event. It's a process. It is meant to be maintained. If the things are once done, they are not done forever. We need to maintain them. We need to recollect all the things, and we need to make the things happen every time with new excitement and new enthusiasm. That's what makes others to be interested in attending our meetings. That's the main thing. Every time we put in to be creative to make the event more interesting to everyone. This is the thing which I learned, not only me, all my teammates learned, was the main thing is that we need to do things newly every time. For every meeting, we need to go with a new process so that everything will be new and it will be more interesting. If we go on doing things in a routine way, that won't be much interesting, right? Even the people who are doing will get more bored with that. So among us, if we do like that also, the team may break into pieces. I mean, there won't be a team which called as a committee. Committee itself says that it's a whole unite thing. So when it actually started only by me, sir asked only me, can you do it? So then I thought, what's wrong in that? Organizing means nothing, but we are going to invite someone and we are going to talk with them. What's nothing? Okay, sir, I can do. Then I thought that I can do by myself. But when all were shocked, like Shravan sir, Vinayana said that how one can do. And Vinayana said the whole process, what will be going on with the organizing committee, how we are going to do. The main thing is hospitality. It's not the one person who need to do. That means when a person come to our home, that's not the thing. If one of our members will be receiving him, the whole family has to receive him with patience, and hospitality should be shown to him so that he can feel that we have invited and we have given him some respect. So that's the thing Vinayana told me at first. So I realized, yes, I need a team. That's what I realized at the first thing. Then I asked my friends, many of my friends. So totally, firstly, a number of 8 members came to my team and they said, okay, we are okay with that. We are going to help you. So we found team. We don't know what to do actually, firstly. So Vinayana shared some of his experience to me. So I shared the same things to my team. So we made that thing possible at the in the first meeting. We did many mistakes in that first meeting. I mean, we were not in coordination. But I don't know. We felt that. But all the other things who are seeing us, saying that you did a wonderful job, how you could do it. But we don't know that. But we know the mistake. But I think my team is the only reason that I covered all my mistakes and nothing. The world has seen only the best thing in us. So that was the great thing I felt. Meanwhile, coming to the second meeting, after the very first meeting, we had a meeting among ourselves, not with the alumni, we had a meeting among ourselves. So we discussed the positive things and the negative things we did. So we realized what are the negative things. So we learned from all those negative things, and we figured it out. We figured out them, and we made to reduce our mistakes in the next meeting. Likewise, parents meeting was the fourth meeting we held. That was really an awesome experience, which was totally different from all the other meetings we felt. Till now also, I think that was the best meeting which I organized, because that is where the platform, all my gurus, including my parents, and the real gurus are over there, including all my friends, my teachers, my parents. That's a platform of fulfillment, where we see something will be say rainbow is colorful, that it has the whole things. I saw the same thing in that platform on that day, that I felt really happy on that day after that meeting. We come up with many mistakes every time, but every time we learn many new things, and we had couple of things like that. Every once in a while we had meetings and we discuss many things, like we came to learn about what is success, what is failure, what is good thing, what is bad thing, everything. And I really want to thank all my alumni who have come to meet us, who made their valuable time just to meet us and to share their experience. Really, that was an awesome experience. And the most good thing that was, all our meetings held to some good results. Like many of our friends, we got visiting to industry after Lakshman Suri sir's meeting. I mean, we are going to meet the people who are already successful. They might owing a industry like that. So they gave chance to us meet their industries. So I think that was the first thing that I achieved, that all my friends are going to meet, visit industry due to the due to the meeting which we have organized. So every time, last time also, the last meeting was held with Varshini ma'am. She gave us an opportunity to compete with the IITians. I mean, they are the highest college. The students of that college will be the highest college in India. We have got a chance to compete with them. So that was really very nice experience. And I thank everyone, especially my team, who supported every time. I mean, team leader is not the person who are going to lead the team. I think the team members who are there, who supports and guides the leader, will be the team leaders. They are going to lead the team. So I really thank all my team and Shravan sir, alumni, for making this happen.
Outstanding. And you learned a very big lesson there. As a team lead, you do not stay up front. You let it go in front of you. And let the team work as they do their jobs. They know, and you trust them, and you lead from behind and not in front. The other thing that you've pointed out that everyone needs to pay attention to, everyone listening, no one does anything alone. Anyone you see who's very successful, they are not alone. There is always a team. And that's why teamwork and learning from you say the mistakes that you've made, I like to call them opportunities to improve. Because what happens is when you realize that there's a mistake, you do, oh, this is where we can make it better. So mistakes are the best things that can happen so that we can make it even more special every time. And I love the idea of not being stuck in the same routine of doing everything exactly the same, because then people get bored. Because one, yes, people get bored, but two, it's a challenge to come up with new ideas to keep it exciting and to keep things moving. So keep that in mind with all of you, all of your teams around the world, or whatever you're doing, who's listening on this program right now, is teamwork really makes a dream work. You'll remember that quote, teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you so much for joining us and telling us about your experience and being the make it happen kind of gal, because I'm that kind of person too. I love that. What was I going to say? I wanted to ask, I have a quote written down, and I think I know who wrote it, because I'm pretty sure it's Tejasri. And I have written down, my dreams are my
Hello?
future, making true is my
Nature.
nature.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did that quote come to your mind? Why did you write that down? Because it's in the book and I wrote it down.
Yeah, when Shravan sir told me to write about Isal in your own sentence, I just was thinking what he has done. Sir told me to include as much as you can and write your quotes. When I am thinking, these were the quotes that fastly came into my mind.
All right. Because the other quote you wrote, I believe, I follow it. Search Google until Google searches you.
Yes. This was the thing I got with my experience, ma'am. Every time I used to search in Google, I was every time browsing the internet to get many more things. One day I searched my name, but I didn't get my face, my details.
Oh, make sure you're all muted again. Thank you.
So, Michelle?
Yes.
Can I add something to this?
Yes, please. We're down to 11 minutes, so I definitely want to start rounding everything up.
We have something called a quote wall in the ESL room. So the quotes are not by Gandhi or, some famous people.
Famous person. It's from the room, from the group.
Yeah, we decided why all the time about some famous person. Why not about us? Like, you have a quote you want to share, then put it on the board. So now we have amazing quotes by just, the students. And they go and they are getting inspired by seeing these quotes. And these are the small things which I feel, which if implemented in our colleges, in our homes, can make a huge difference. Because then we are recognizing the power in each other.
The power in our words.
Power in our words and power in each other. Because sometimes we are in the home, but we don't recognize the uniqueness of our spouse or our kids. And telling them, hey, this is a wall where you write your own quotes or write what you think is important, what makes you unique. Now that person will write that. And you appreciating those words brings the family together. So this quote wall is again about bringing them, making them a team, making them realize that their words have power and that they can also come up with quotes. It's not just Mahatma Gandhi quotes, but they are also capable of coming up with quotes.
Well, and I encourage all of the students, all these future leaders, put your quotes into your Instagram, share them on Instagram. For those of you listening, we're speaking to the future leaders at the University College of Technology of Osmania University in India. And I'm calling him the team lead, but he isn't. He's the one who started the ESL, is Shravan Tedla. He's here in Colorado Springs with me, and he's the one who started me with TEDx, and that's why we're all connected. But this group has an Instagram account. It's called ECELL, so the letter E, CELL _ CONT. Am I correct?
No, OUCT.
No, ma'am. It's
OUCT.
ECELL _ OUCT. It's ECELL _ OUCT.
Okay. How did I get the other letters? I switched them all around. So ECELL _ OUCT on Instagram. Please share those quotes that you are creating on that Instagram account, because you are the future leaders, okay? And I know this sounds really, really outrageous, but one day people will be quoting you. So put those quotes out there, make them pretty, because they'll be shared. And just don't be shocked when they are, okay? Shravan, come back to me.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about these amazing students
Yes.
Now, the reason I want to talk to you about it is because there are other schools that need this type of ESL group. Every school, I think it should be in high school personally, but start as soon, if you're listening and you're hearing all these students talking about these great things that they're inventing and creating on their own, think about how you can implement that in your own town.
Yep.
Duplicate what Servan has done in his university, his alumnus university, with your own town, your own schools, because these students are growing in leaps and bounds, far more than anything they could have ever learned in a book. Right, Servan?
Yes, yes. You know, one of the things is, as an immigrant, right? What happens is you feel a longing to do something for your host country. But you always feel like, oh, I have to be there to do it.
Yeah.
And then I told myself, you know, what is that an archaic idea? Is it possible that we can do something remotely now? And then I realized we have social media now.
Everything's remote.
You have WhatsApp, you have conference calls, you have Instagram, you have Facebook. So there is a whole new opportunities that got created in the last 10 to 15 years. And so, but sometimes what we do is, because 20 years ago we tried something and it failed, we think it's not possible ever. But we forget that the things have changed. So now you can be in an adopted country like US and still help your host country using this. So you can take the best of both worlds. Like, I'm here enjoying the beautiful Colorado Springs, and I'm getting to work with students in India. So this is what I want everyone to think is, what is your goal? What do you want to make happen? And then think about the process. But don't think about the process first. Think about the goal first, and then figure out a process to make it happen.
Yes, one step at a time, because it will change as you go. And you don't know what doors will open for you as you start proceeding to that goal. There's no way you can predict everything that will happen. So those of you who need to know every detail before you do something, let it go. The only detail you need is the end goal. What do you want?
Exactly.
Someone wants to make a difference in his home country, in his world, the world he grew up in. And he found a way by slowly walking in that direction. And then he makes an announcement at his university, and all these students say, me, I want in.
Exactly.
How would he ever expect that so many kids would join so fast? Because you gave them a large umbrella idea. You didn't say, okay, we're going to do this. No, it was just this big idea.
Right.
And they all said, yes.
One of the things, Michelle, is when I presented this idea in the college, students said, sir, where is the money going to come from to implement this project? I said, I'll take care of it. They said, it's going to be a lot of money. I said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And it has been almost 1.5 years. And I have spent only closer to $200. So it is like the money is not even being necessary. The students are figuring it out themselves. The university is coming in, stepping in. They are like so excited about what is happening. They're stepping in, and money is just coming in.
Because it's groundbreaking. This is groundbreaking.
So just now we got information saying that there is a big project. I can't tell you the details yet, but there is a big project that's going to happen. And alumni from a batch of 1981 who graduated in 1981 decided that they want to do a big project. And they just came in and they're doing something. All that is happening because of these students' enthusiasm. This alumni have come and met these students, and they're excited. They're saying, wow, these students really want to do something with their life. So we want to assist. We want to do our little way to make their lives a little better so that they can go out in the world and make this world a little better. Isn't it amazing to see how everything's happening?
When you open the world, what did we say? Ideas versus thoughts. Your idea is a mental construct and your thought is the mental process. And when you open that idea to the universe and say, this is what I see, the universe wants you to succeed and lines things up for it to happen.
Exactly.
And then thoughts can, keep moving on. It's a beautiful process, beautiful.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now,
Yeah, this is, all of these students, when I look at how much they have done, I mean, they've just been 18 years old. That's it. They started when they were 17 years old and they're just 18 years old, and the amount of accomplishments they have. I mean, they are authors and they're writing second book right now and they're only 18 years old. And, the rainwater harvesting project, which
huge.
we are hoping, I mean, this is a big project and Chaitanya is working really hard. She created her own team. And if we make that happen, we can take it to the villages now.
Yes.
We can take it to any place. And so they're reading a lot of stuff and they're meeting people who are experts in this area. And they're also trying to meet with geologists and hydrogeologists and try to learn all that. So the goal is hopefully within a year or 2 years, we will be able to get rainwater harvesting done in our college. And they are documenting all the things they are doing right now. Because I tell them all the time to document.
Yes, it needs to be repeatable.
Repeatable, yes. So when they're documenting all these things, all this will be a book. And then that book can be shared with the world saying, this is how we, the students, 18, 19-year-old kids, were able to create a rainwater harvesting project and create a 24/7 by 365 days of water supply for our college. And that is, that is something they'll remember forever. That will be something which will motivate them saying, I accomplished this at such a young age. And what else they can do? I mean, if they can do that, what else they can do in the next 10 to 20 years? And that is what, it just boggles my mind. And I'm so excited to, talk with them regularly. And, and I really think, Michelle, you giving this opportunity for them, we really appreciate that. And, you keep your show going, and 10 years from now or something, let us have a reunion again. And maybe you'll see some of these kids will be like doing some amazing things.
Well, I don't think we need to wait 10 years. I'm thinking less than 5.
Okay.
Because honestly, the only thing that's slowing them down is they have schoolwork.
Exactly. Yes, they have a lot of schoolwork.
Yeah, they're busy with school. So once they don't have school and they're really on their entrepreneurial juice,
right.
Yeah, things are going to happen very, very quickly. But yes, we'll have a reunion radio program, podcast. Actually, this is a podcast. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, all of you. There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we had 5, well, minus 1. We had 10. I look at Vinay and laugh at him again. I'm sorry, Vinay. I did not mean to tease you. But so we only spoke to 10 of you. There are more of you, and you're growing. And as the rest of your students in your school see what you're doing, they're going to want to join you too. A lot of people don't jump until they see success. And once they see success, then you're going to get very popular. They're going to want to be a part of this success. So being mindful, when you have your processes in place, you can say, welcome to the team. Do you want to be in charge of doing this event? Here's the steps we used, right? And then let them take it and see how they do, instead of them holding on to your tails or your coats or your jackets, hoping that they can ride this wave of success without having to do anything. Because the next wave of the ESL joiners may not be as enthusiastic as you. Keep that in mind. There are going to be a difference in the second round, because you've already set the hard stones down. You already put the foundation down. You had to come up with the idea of the room and the idea of all the different committees and teams. You did the hard work already. So let's see. I can't wait for the next round with students that join you. And congratulations on all your successes. Amazing work. I can't wait to hear more because, well, I'll be on the WhatsApp group so I can listen in on all of you. And Sharvan, thank you for everything, for your forethought, for your idea that you threw out into the universe, and for your follow through of what you wanted to do. So many people have an idea and they never follow through. You have, and you're seeing the fruits of your labor right now.
Yes.
And remember, all of you, write down your quotes, put them on your Instagram, ecell_OUCT. You will be quoted and you will be so amazed when you are. You're not going to believe it. It's so exciting to be recognized for the hard work you've done. So I'm signing off now. Thank you so much for being with me for this past hour, and keep being.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night in India.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good
Bye.
This is Michelle Moross, and if you want to hear or see more of our shows, please go to the SoundCloud link that's on my website. That's www.michellemras.com. That's michellemoross.com. Please follow me on all social media. I am on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and anything else you can think of. You can find me with my name, MICHELLEMRAS. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a fabulous week.
Thank you, ma'am.